Effective Monday, 7 of our 8 regions of our Healthy Washington plan will open up in phase 2.
Moving forward, Eastern Washington officially added to the list of regions allowed to move on to phase 2 starting Monday. So tonight we're breaking down exactly what this means for our local businesses.
And Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward is speaking out on how this new phase could impact Spokane. We have that exclusive interview live next.
Honestly, it's unbelievable. I got the news today and I don't even know if I still believe it.
Plus, what's next for live entertainment shows? We're hearing from what they have to say about these new guidelines tonight as well.
Dangerously cold weather continues across the inland Northwest with the coldest temperatures expected tonight. I'll have your complete forecast. Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News at 5. Mark is off. I'm Tom Sherry.
And I'm Whitney Ward. It's good to have you here. Breaking news tonight. Spokane officially moving on to phase 2. It all starts on Monday. Governor Jay Inslee making that announcement here just in the last few hours. We want to turn things right over to Casey Decker, who is live. He's been tracking this development. He's got all the latest on what this means for the area. Casey?
Yeah, guys, it's the announcement that our area has been waiting for since November. Some restrictions will now start to be lifted. This is part of that new reopening plan that the governor first announced back in January. Regions need to meet 3 of 4 metrics to move out of phase 1 and into phase 2. There are no other phases at the moment. And just a few moments ago, Governor Jay Inslee announced Eastern Washington is one of the regions that meets those criteria. Our case rate is decreasing by a solid 43%, you can see there. It only needs to be decreasing by 10%, so that's one metric that we meet. Our hospitalizations have gone down 17% since the last check-in, again, meeting that 10% requirement, that's 2. Our ICU occupancy is at 73%. It just needs to be under 90%, so that's 3. And our test positivity rate, that's sitting at 10%. It needs to be less than 10%, so we don't meet that requirement right now. But that doesn't matter. We check enough boxes under the current plan to move forward.
And the science tells us that we are currently driving this pandemic down quite dramatically. We are having considerable, measurable, and scientifically fact-based success right now. And we have businesses that have been suffering closed for months and months now. We have consumers who have not been able to go to gyms and restaurants to some degree, and we want to honor that. So we believe this is a reasonably scientific-based position on the current conditions of this pandemic.
So exactly what does all of this mean? What actually changes now? Let's take a look at some of the biggest differences. Now, these all go into effect this coming Monday. First, probably the biggest one, indoor dining will return for the first time in months, though just up to 25% capacity. 2 indoor entertainment venues, those can open up with 25% capacity, a maximum of 200 people in a venue. Gyms can also start letting more people in under this new phase, again maxing out at 25% capacity. Outdoor sporting events will be allowed, but participants and spectators, those can't combine for more than 200 people at an event. And very small indoor social gatherings will be permitted in your home, up to 5 people only, and only 2 households combined, meaning if you're the host, your guests have to all be living together. Now, of course, this move is not permanent. We could get booted back to phase 1 if our numbers start to get worse again. In 2 weeks, updated metrics will be posted. We have to still be meeting 3 of 4 criteria at that point. It doesn't matter which criteria, we could switch which ones are passing and failing. As long as we still meet 3, we will qualify to stay in phase 2. If we don't check 3 or 4 boxes, the phase 1 restrictions come back that following Monday. So some great news for a lot of local businesses, but of course, Spokane and the rest of the region need to stay diligent unless we want to go right back where we came from. Tom, Whitney.
All right, Casey, thank you very much. A good breakdown. A lot of support now pouring in from our local leaders who have been waiting for this news as well. Commissioner Al French of Spokane County released this statement on the region's move now into phase 2. He said, in part, I want to thank the thousands of citizens that have worked so hard to meet the metrics established in Olympia so that we can start to reopen up our community, open our businesses, and getting our lives back to normal. Backing this up also was Commissioner Josh Kearns, who praised the governor for this news, saying Governor Inslee and the Department of Health have recognized the effort that we've put in keeping our population safe while effectively restarting our economy.
So moving to phase 2 opens the doors for bars, clubs, wineries to finally reopen.
Yes, KREM 2's Amanda Rowley has been talking to those business owners today all day. She's joining us now live from Bridge Press Cellars, which is a very popular spot for live music in Spokane. They are certainly happy tonight, are they not, Amanda?
Yeah, Tom and Whitney, they definitely are happy about this news. Last time we were here at Bridge Press Cellars, I was talking to co-owner Drew Patra about the ban that Governor Inslee initiated, banning that live music, which, as you mentioned, is a big deal here at Bridge Press Cellars. So joining me this evening is co-owner Drew, and I want to hear your thoughts about Governor Inslee saying, all right, here we go. Spokane County is moving into phase 2 to reopen and allow that live entertainment.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's been 9 months since we've had music back. We had to lay off all of our staff, so it gives us the opportunity to bring more employees back. Music's a huge part of Bridge Press, and really myself personally, I'm a huge fan of music, so it's nice to bring that back. Brings joy back to people and gives us really a bunch of people a place to go now downtown.
Exciting stuff. A lot of
Very
fans of
exciting.
Bridge Press and
Oh,
of
yeah.
the entertainment here, right?
Yeah, we've had, since the news, we've already had 250 to 300 emails asking us who's playing next week, and just a lot of excitement just because people are trapped in their houses and they're just looking for things to do. And we're just going to give them a safe place where they can come down and enjoy themselves.
Now, real quick before we go, I do want to ask, Governor Inslee said he would look into allowing restaurants to move forward into phase 2 a bit earlier before Monday because of the Valentine's Day weekend. So I guess, what would that look like for you? Is that something you guys may be able to pull together?
It would be hard for us to pull together just because we've been closed for the last 3 months after his last ban. So we're going to check into seeing if we can get food inventory and our liquor back up. And we also have to bring back all of our staff and train up some new employees. So it'd be tough. We may wait till next weekend or a couple weeks to get going, but we're going to try and open up as quickly as possible.
Sounds good. Okay, so staying tuned for that opening date. Of course, you guys posted a lot of updates on your Facebook page, so we'll be looking forward to that. Again, a lot of businesses here. We were just at Spokane Comedy Club. They too are excited about this news. We're hoping to reopen here in the next week or so after a year closed over at that establishment. Reporting in downtown Spokane tonight, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Very happy for them. There's no doubt about that. So, hundreds of emails just in a couple of hours, he said, of people just anxious to go out and just participate.
You know, and the people who make live music, you know, that they're not making a killing anyway.
Right.
And now they really have been shut down for a year. So
they deserve this.
They
They've
deserve
earned it. They've put
this.
in,
Absolutely.
they sacrificed, and
my gosh, I don't know how they made it, to be honest with you.
yeah, no, it's just incredible news. Also, Governor Inslee's announcement is very welcome news for local restaurants. They have, of course, been trying to just make it work, but with very limited outdoor seating.
So now restaurants can operate at 25%. Our Regina Ahn is live at Benny's in Cheney. Regina, what's the reaction to today's news?
Yeah, Tom, there's just one word for that, and that is relief. Derek Baziotis says he is just so grateful for today, and he just made it so happy today for his staff that he actually called everybody in for a meeting just to prep them up for this weekend, if it opens up this weekend, or also on Monday when it's supposed to open up. But I wanted to show you guys something really quick. Look at these QR codes that they have set ready just to go, and also look at all of these sanitizing wipes here and masks available just to make sure that everybody feels safe when they come in here. But I can tell you, spirits are so high here, a lot different from a couple of weeks ago when I came to talk about Spokane County still being in phase 1. Now, employees, as you can imagine, measuring tables out, sanitizing, wiping them down, and ready to get customers in. Baziotis also says, although this is a step forward, it's just that a small step. He is grateful to have been able to break even, which is a big deal for him. Baziotis says he's frustrated that there is no date for when phase 3 guidelines or restrictions will be out. He says he would like a plan to know how to get there for his business.
I think there's been a lot of people that needed an outlet, anything. So 25% gives us an outlet. I think that there needs to be more work done, and it needs to continue on, but I'm very, very happy and hopeful, and I think that's the same for any restaurant that has been shut down that now is allowed to open.
And And another good news, remember Inferno Wings that he created specifically for his employees to actually keep working here? That is closing come tomorrow because the staff and the employees that work there will now be full-time at Benny's. But I want you to look at this here. They got this sign up specifically for this weekend. They are excited to have those customers back in for the special Happy February. And I got to tell you, the strawberry mimosa calling my name live here in Cheney tonight. Regina on KREM 2 News.
It's calling my name too. It sounds pretty good right about now.
I think I hear me too.
Yeah. Tom Sherry. Also, though, we know it's been a big impact for businesses across the board. This is great news for them. But today's announcement also is impacting thousands of high school students all across the region.
Is it ever? We will now have some sort of semblance of high school sports in just a few weeks. Brenna Green joins us now in the newsroom. She caught up with some of the people affected. Brenna?
A few of our high school sports slated to start in a few weeks were able to compete regardless of the phase we are in. But for football, volleyball, and girls soccer players, today's announcement was everything they've been waiting to hear for 10 months. In the GSL, volleyball games will start February 23rd. Football will begin Saturday, February 27th. Girls soccer, provided we stay in phase 2, will start March 1st. And cross country, which can happen regardless of the phase we're in, will begin on March 6th, I believe. I spoke with Gonzaga Prep quarterback Ryan McKenna and Shadle Park football head coach Jim Mace about what today's announcement means to them. Just a little context for Jim's quote. I broke the news to him over text before our interview.
It's exciting. It's obviously a great feeling just to be able to have something to look forward to again and know that you're working towards something that's going to actually happen.
I can be honest. I mean, when it's quiet around my house a lot of times, I'm like, are we even going to have a season? Are we even going to have a chance? Are we blowing smoke to these people and families and kids? And when you sent me that text, I started thinking, wow, like I wasn't blowing smoke. They are going to get a game.
We will have so much more tonight at 6 from both Jim and Ryan, as well as GSL Director Ken Van Sickle. By the way, February 27th could be one of the biggest sports days our region has ever seen. As I mentioned earlier, high school football will start then. Eastern and Idaho will also start their football seasons against each other that day. And the Gonzaga men also have a free date that day, and I wouldn't be surprised if they schedule a home game and finish out an undefeated season in the kennel. Back to you guys.
And just like that, so much for us to look forward to. That's so great. We also want to let you guys know that we are going to be interviewing Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward here coming up right after the commercial break. She's got a lot to say as well about the fact that Eastern and the Eastern region is now able to move into phase 2. But first, we just want to take a pause on that headline and talk about the other big headline, which of course is the just bitterly cold temperatures outside.
It's about time we get to go indoors because you can't eat outdoors. That's for sure. It is too darn cold. So let's get right to it. Bitter cold wind chills continuing. Some of the coldest temperatures, I think, of the week are going to be tonight into tomorrow morning. Look for lows in the teens and the single digits. And we could see a chance of snow in our area Saturday through Tuesday. The snow on Saturday would be very light, but where we're going to see the heaviest amounts of snowfall is to the south of us. In southeastern Washington, south central Washington, we have a winter storm warning in effect through Saturday. 4 to 8 inches possible down around like the Walla Walla area. Lewiston, Pomeroy, and areas south of that, Asotin, could see 2 to 4 inches of snow. And then in the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area, we've got that wind chill advisory in effect through tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Could see minus 10 to minus 15 degrees wind chills. It's 17 right now, and the wind is picking up out of the east-northeast at 16 miles per hour. If you're feeling a little sleepy and you need to get awakened, don't worry about getting coffee. Just step outside for a moment. That will wake you up pretty darn quickly. That's the radar. So no snow in Spokane, but look at all of it in central Washington and especially as you head down towards Oregon. We're tracking dangerously cold wind chills tonight with an air temperature of 6 expected. Tomorrow we'll look for 21 degrees, again with that snow falling to the south of us. A better chance of some light snow on Saturday. Still cold though, with a low of 10, and then a slight chance of snow on Sunday. Much better chance of snow on Monday. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up right after this break.